What is up, everybody? This is Script with Starcraft.org, and today I am bringing you a Lost Temple matchup. It's PvT. This is one I actually have not seen yet, so it got some a few GGs over on SC2replay.com. So I thought, what the heck, I like to cast a few of the lower, tier matchups. This is a gold in particular. Sometimes it can be for some good fun, and sometimes some pretty interesting, unorthodox play. So some of them can be really, really fun to watch. So hopefully this is the case on this one. Anyway, to introduce our two opponents here, we've got Speck at the 9 o'clock position, who is the red protoss, throwing down that early pylon and getting his, not early, I guess that's pretty standard, but his scout on early is what I meant to say, along with Faeryl, who is the blue Terran player, up at the 12 o'clock position, who is throwing down that supply depot, and who is also going to play Ring Around the Rosie with this probe, who has infiltrated his base. Pretty standard barracks going down, and just continuing to pump out those SCVs, and I would have, yep, there goes the refinery. So anyway, it's been a few weeks since my last cast, and do apologize about that. We've actually got a pretty much all new website going up. We've also got a tournament system that we're actually implementing, which is kind of exciting. Been working on that for actually quite a few months, actually. So that is just about ready to go into beta phase, so you guys can head over to starclash.org and check that out. Tell us what you think and give us your feedback. But yeah, other than that, I've really got nothing. Well, we haven't put any casts out. I actually enjoy doing it. It's fun to do. It's not like it takes me a whole heck of a lot of time, so, Anyway, enough of this car salesman pitch. We're going to get right back to the action here. And looks like he's going to throw down that cybernetics core, and I would presume going to be pumping out some stalkers. No zealots as of yet, which is kind of odd. I always like to pump out at least a few just to stop that early push. You might not see it a whole heck of a lot in terms of Terran versus Protoss, just because the Protoss typically having, in my humble opinion, a early game advantage, at least from the rushing side, so you don't see a lot of Terran rushes against Protoss. But hey, it could happen, and if it did happen in this case, he would be pretty sunk. But going to go for a heavy gas build right off the get-go, which is pretty typical for that stalker push out of the gate. For the Terran player Faeryl here, we've got that tech lab going down, and he's going to start to pump out his first marauders. Let's kind of see what's going on. Also going heavy gas. So I would presume as well he's going to go pretty much heavy marauders at this point. Nothing on the concussive shells as of yet, but I would assume that's going to be coming here pretty darn quick. Again, this is something that a lot of newer players don't do, taking these Naga towers, which is very important, especially in Lost Temple, for example. He really gets the whole, where these two are placed at least, gets full view of this road all the way up to his base. So pretty imperative that you hold these towers, even if you just throw, think about it, it's a $50 or 50 mineral unit, and it's going to give you a lot of edge just to see, those early attacks or those, later attacks. Doesn't matter. Map control is really a big part in just knowing not only what your opponent's going, but when he's actually advancing and coming to attack. So you can prep and make sure your units are properly positioned on the map. Don't want to be caught out of position. Both players seem to be doing a pretty good job in terms of supply, not getting supply locked by any means, and Faeryl's going to throw down this factory and going to put on that tech lab. I would probably think that we can skip the Hellions and go straight to siege tanks, is what my guess would be. Going to build that starport, probably those medivacs. So again, nothing out of the ordinary, at least in this matchup. Nothing crazy, no proxies, no nothing. And Speck gonna strictly focus on a stalker heavy build, it looks like. And with that Twilight Council gonna go down, gonna give those stalkers and those zealots just a little bit more mobility. Very, very interesting. Didn't see that. That is a Hallucination Void Ray. Obviously not a real Void Ray. So he is going to freak out, and we'll have to see exactly what he thinks. Yeah, doesn't know what to think. Pulls all of his units off the line. Not even noticing that this thing is literally doing no damage to any of his units. He is quite confused at this point. What a play. You know, and that's one thing that's great. I gotta kind of chuckle. That's one thing that's great. You know, you really don't see Hallucination used a whole heck of a lot, so especially in the lower tier games, you know, people don't really know what the heck is going on. They're thinking, wow, that's one heck of an early push. He's really not going to have many units because, you know, to early rush that Void Ray out, you've really got to commit quite a few minerals. So Faeryl at this point has just got to be baffled, not realizing that there is not a Starfort in sight. He has gone all in. I don't necessarily agree with this. Had he just looked at that unit being attacked, he would. I mean, it's pretty, in my opinion, pretty easy to realize a Void Ray that's doing damage or not doing damage, because it'll start to tear you up pretty darn quick. But these SCVs are going to be absolutely no match for this Protoss army, and down they will go. You know, I can't say that I would put this in your bag of tricks in terms of the hallucination, but Faeryl just hating this rush. But what he didn't realize is it was a complete fake. He alled in on absolutely nothing, and that pretty much is going to put him out of the game. So, just a very interesting low-level matchup, kind of comical. No offense to Faeryl or anything, but yeah, like I said, I wouldn't bank on this, but you know, maybe you want to try it a few times. It can really throw kind of your opponent's mind. It is definitely a mind game. It's something very interesting. Like I said, you don't see it a whole heck of a lot, so hopefully you enjoyed it. I had to chuckle quite a bit, so... anyway, this is Script with starclash.org. You can check us out online, and we'll be throwing up some more videos here pretty soon. Thanks a lot.